Tonight on Wareham Viking News at 7, what town officials are asking of you to support local businesses, a chemical spill at Tabor Academy that forced evacuation, and the status of the drama club at Wareham High School. All of this and more coming up right now.
Live from the WCTV studios in Wareham, Wareham Viking News at 7 starts right now.
Thanks for being with us today on our live news show. I'm your host, Sienna, behind the desk today. And welcome back. Be sure to join us Thursdays at 7 p.m. to watch our show live, or Fridays at 9 a.m. to watch our rebroadcast. You can also catch our show on YouTube at Wareham TV to stay up to date with everything happening with Wareham Viking News and our community by liking us on Facebook at Wareham Viking News or checking out our website, www.warehamvikingnews. With that, let's get right into this week's news. Well, as the effects of COVID continue to show throughout the globe, town officials addressed the public urging consumers to step into their local businesses and support them through a still very stimulus time. Select board member Alan Salvin voiced his concerns during the September 2028 meeting. Over the last 3 weeks in particular, I've been getting calls, emails, texts from different businesses, not just restaurants, basically talking about cutting back, less days a week, fewer hours, he commented. He also referred to several local businesses that have had to make difficult choices in the wake of the pandemic and the various economical problems that it presents. As an example, he referred Stevie B's Sports Bar in Onset as it will be closing its doors permanently on November 6th. Salvin also expressed the raising price for materials for businesses, especially restaurants. I can only ask, as I've asked before, please shop at local businesses, Alvin said. Christmas season is coming up, but the way it looks, even for Christmas season, it's not going to save a lot of them. I know it's hard right now for people to spend money, so if you do go out, try to use our local restaurants and our local businesses for services. Wareham High School Drama Club has been searching for a new advisor this year, and we have a recent update coming in on this situation. Miss Johansson, the newly chosen Drama Club advisor, is hosting the first Drama Club meeting on Tuesday, October 5th at 2:20 p.m. in the auditorium. New and returning members are encouraged to attend as well. Can't wait to jump into the planning year's productions and events. Well, if you're bothered by the crickets infesting our school, as we all are, you want to pay attention to this. In this special edition of Kate's Corner, she'll provide you with laughs and explain all you need to know about crickets. Now over to you, Kate.
Hello everyone, welcome to Kate's Corner. I'm your host, Indiana True, and before anyone says anything about how stupid my room looks, you haven't seen the rest of it, it gets worse. I'm here to discuss something that has been wreaking havoc on our little gosh darn school recently. And that's the crickets. I mean, am I right or am I right? Crickets are everywhere. Like, shut up. Crickets galore. Crickets abound at Wareham High. At Wareham Senior High School. Andy caught one of them in the library and let it go outside. We found 4 more. I found a dead one in the upstairs bathroom. Moral of the story? There's a lot of crickets, but they're getting strategic. What they do is they hide in the nooks and crannies that we can't get to, and then they proceed to have church choir while we're trying to learn in the library. So I'm saying if we can't beat them, I'm gonna join them. I'm gonna infiltrate them from the inside out and become their cricket queen. We can rename this segment Kate's Crickets, and it'll just be like cricket noises for 3 minutes. So you have that to look forward to, I guess. Like, do you hear them outside my window? Like, do you though? They're like right outside my house. Like, nothing to worry about. They're infiltrating. Cricket video gone wrong? Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna toss it back to our lovely anchors for this episode. But before I do that, I would be remiss if I didn't give a special shout out to Santoro's Pizza on Depot Street. Solid dough, my guy. Back to you.
Thanks, Kate. Wareham High School students, are you interested in a future career in journalism, such as a TV news reporter or a newspaper writer? Are you wanting to learn more about the news, video production, video editing, sound, lighting, camera work, and more? Are you always finding yourself wanting to be the one to answer questions? Or do you always like to know what's going on around town? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you should consider joining the Wareham Viking news team. Whether you're interested in script writing, lighting, sound, newspaper writing, anchoring, video reporting, teleprompting, directing, producing, sports, broadcasting, or even meteorology, we have opportunities for you at Wareham Viking News. Whether you have no experience or lots of experience, you are just as valuable to our team. We teach all of our members the inner workings of our group and welcome everyone with open arms. This experience working with the Wareham Viking News has led to students getting internships, scholarships, and jobs in the industry. No matter what your plans are, this experience will be valuable to you. We promise. Any students who are in grades 8 to 12 and attend Wareham High School are allowed to join. You must be in good academic standing to join. If you are interested in joining, reach out to AV Club President Indiana Troop at itroop2023@wareham.k12.ma.us or AV Club Advisor Mr. Fernandez at wctv.admin@wareham.k12.ma.us. Well, we do have to take a short commercial break now, but when we come back, we have exciting things to look forward to. Our weather reporter for this week, Alex, is here to help you plan for the upcoming climate. We have Peyton as our sports reporter to fill you in on everything going on in the world of sports, and an interview with a local celebrity. You heard that right. All of this and more coming up next.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows your tune. Then a little voice inside you whispers, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on.
Hey, do you have Viking pride? Of course I have Viking pride.
Viking pride? You already know I have that.
Of course I do. Viking! Gotta believe.
Go Wareham!
Go Vikings, bro.
Viking pride.
Who doesn't have Viking pride? It's all good.
Yes.
Vikings!
Go Vikings!
Stand up. Nobody better than a Viking.
Viking pride! The Vikings!
Go Vikings! Viking pride!
Do you have it?
Hello and welcome back to Wareham Viking News. I'm your host for tonight, Sienna. We have more excitement to get into, so let's dive right into it. Next up, we have an interview with the infamous Grace Morrison, a singer and songwriter from Wareham, who sat down with Amir Anderson to to talk about her career and more. Let's go over to Amaya.
Good evening, everyone. Today we have a very special guest with us, award-winning singer and songwriter Grace Morrison. Thank you for being with us today, Grace.
Thank you for having me, and I've got to say, you can't tell that I'm blushing. I'm glad I have the mask. I know, they're foggy.
Yeah.
Super foggy.
How have you been?
Good, good. It's been a weird time. The
Yeah.
past year and a half or so.
Yeah, or more. So in general, through your music career, what has inspired you to write?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm a complete and total dweeb. I don't know if you got the memo on that beforehand. So when I first started writing, it was all like King Henry VIII.
I think I heard one of those.
And I wrote an entire album about King Henry VIII and his wives. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it's like the year 1536. I know nobody's interested in that. And then there was a point where I was like, oh my gosh, nobody cares about this except for me. Let me branch out. And then I wrote about the Titanic in World War II. Again, completely missing the fact that like nobody else is super into that. But lately it's just been life. You know, there's so much day to day that we all experience that isn't necessarily written about. So that's what inspires me.
Gotcha. Well, that's perfect. Oh, everyone wants to talk about life right now with how crazy it is with COVID and everything.
Everyone's just like, what is this? I don't know anymore.
We're all in this together. It's all new. And so you have a new album.
I do.
Which is called Daughters.
Yes.
What was your inspiration for that album?
So, in the past, I've always been like a backup singer, or I performed with a band or in a band, and I had this realization when everything first got locked down. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to sing by myself anymore, and I had to, right? Because it was just me in my basement live streaming. And I was like, I don't have any songs to sing by myself, because I had been writing songs to fit with a band. And so I just started writing songs with the intent that there were things meant to be just me. And then I wrote too many songs, and I was like, well, shoot, I better record something. So it kind of just created itself.
I think the best music creates itself.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's been my COVID silver lining.
Everyone needs a silver lining in COVID right now. Thank you for being here, Grace.
Oh, thank you.
You can find Grace on Apple Music, TikTok, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever you get your music. And make sure to check out gracemorrison.com.
Thank you, Amaya. Next up, we have Alex here to help you plan your week according to the upcoming weather. Alex, how is the weather looking?
Thanks, Sienna. Guess what? Today is partly cloudy, and the wind is blowing at a rate of 8 miles per hour. And today is also around 68 degrees. Tomorrow should be partly cloudy as well, and have highs of 72 and lows of 56. And maybe a low will be next slide. Let's look at the rest of the 7-day forecast now. Saturday looks mostly sunny, with highs of 72 and lows of 56. And Sunday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures that look like highs of 70 and lows of 58. Monday we will finally have a rainy day with a high of 65 and a low of 56. Tuesday, another rainy day with highs of 65 and a low of 57. And Wednesday should be mostly cloudy with highs of 67 and lows of 57. And last but not least, Thursday, it looks like a lot of clouds again with highs of 68 and lows of 58 degrees. Now for your Wareham Viking News trivia. What is the first day of fall known as? Is it A, pumpkin season, B, Austin Theater, C, fall solstice, or is it D, autumn equinox?
Austin Powers?
And maybe even E. Next slide. The answer is D. Autumn equinox. Back to you, Sienna.
Amazing job, Alex. Thank you. Next, we have a brand new weekly sports report from our Wareham Viking News sports broadcaster this week, Peyton Smith. Peyton, tell us everything we need to know about the sports world.
Right. This is Peyton with your Wareham Viking News sports report. Boys soccer tied Wednesday by a score of 2-2 against Bourne after winning Monday against Avon. They play Bristol Aggie on Friday afternoon at home. Girls soccer played Thursday afternoon, and girls soccer won Monday against Avon and last Friday against Old Colony. The scores were 4-3 and 2-0, respectively. Goals for the Old Colony game were scored by Brooklyn Bindas and Laura Pinkston. Volleyball played Thursday night against Old Rochester and after playing Bourne High School Wednesday night. Football unfortunately lost 0-46 last week against Old Colony Cougars. Field hockey had played Apponequet on Wednesday and will play Bourne Friday afternoon at 3:45 at Bourne. There will be a reunion this Sunday as Tom Brady returns to Gillette. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will play the New England Patriots this Sunday, October 3rd at 8:20 p.m. The Red Sox have slipped into second in the wild card standings, though they won against Baltimore Orioles. This win came on the heels of a 4-game losing streak, and there is still 4 games left in their season, including a game Thursday night. Now back to you, Sienna.
Thank you both. It is now time for us to take another short break, but you'll want to be here when we come back. We have so much more to share. If you're a Wareham High School student, you're watching a shortened version of our broadcast. That's okay. You can watch the full version of our show at Wareham TV on YouTube. You can also read about news going on in Wareham and our school by going to www.Wareham Viking News. For everyone else watching at home, we have tons more news right after the break.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Wareham Viking News. We have 10 more news to share with you guys, so let's dive right in. Several Wareham Town employees have voiced oppositions to possible COVID-19 vaccine mandates. This occurred during a primarily discussion regarding vaccination policy for Wareham Town employees at the September 22 Board of Health meeting. 6 town employees, all belonging to unions, spoke out against such a mandate. They argued that a policy would violate their rights and prompt some employees to quit their jobs. The chair of the Board of Health, Dr. Amy Wingden, stated that the town's vaccination rates, which is currently around 50%, is not high enough to protect people through the herd immunity. Wingden said that she encourages everyone to receive the vaccine and that the Delta variant is much more dangerous than the variant that spread last spring. While she notes that there are medical exemptions, she stated it's safer to be vaccinated than not to be vaccinated. She added that the more time that the virus circulates, there becomes a higher potential for variants causing higher death rates to emerge. Many of those who spoke out against the vaccine made claims that have been proven false. One employee stated that the vaccines are untested and unproven. Pfizer vaccines have full approval from the FDA, and the Johnson & Johnson and Moderna vaccines have been given emergency use authorizations following the clinical trials. Despite a low risk of death, Wingdon advised that even vaccinated people take caution, especially in areas like Wareham that have a low vaccination rate. Students at Tabor Academy, an independent school in Marion, received a recent scare when they were evacuated due to a chemical spill last Monday. Students and staff were forced to evacuate 3 hours while hazmat crews cleaned the chemical mess. Crews were called at about 9:30 that morning for a smell that seemed to be of ammonia. Staff pulled the alarms and students were immediately evacuated from the Stroyd Academic Center on Spring Street as emergency services arrived. As 2 firefighters were led into the source of the smell, a chemical processing room between 2 chemistry labs, their meters immediately read that there was a presence of ammonia in irritant and crossvive. Hazmat crews then put down naturalizing powder and cleared the spill to allow students back into the building. The chemistry labs remain closed until Tuesday so that all remains of the spill could be completely cleared. Everyone was back in the building by 12:30. One female teacher was asked for throat irritation, but no other injuries were reported. Wareham Community Television recently hosted an open house at its station at 505 Main Street last Saturday. This came before the annual meeting at WCTV headquarters. According to WCT Executive Director Steve Roos, 2 visitors attended the open house and expressed interest in joining the Wareham Community Television family. One expressed interest in joining as a part-time member, while the other suggested possibly trying to produce his own show. Roos expressed that those interested in a $15 membership at WCTV will have access to all the equipment and the staff's audiovisual knowledge. They'll teach you how to use the equipment too. Broadcast results have to air on WCTV first and cannot be commercial in nature. The full-time staff includes education, Christian Fernandez, video production assistant John Day, and software engineer Renee Walsh. There are 3 interns that may recognize from sporting events as they film those for Wareham Community Television. Come check us out. We have some messages to show, but you'll want to be here when we come back. We have plenty more to share with you, like an interesting new proposal for the Deacon's building and exciting news about Toby Hospital. Stay tuned.
I joined DECA back in my 8th grade year. Miss Cunha convinced me. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to join, but Miss Cunha got me to sign up and become a member, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. It gives you real life experience, and you get to have fun while you're getting that real life experience, and I'm not sure that there's too many other things like that.
I joined DECA to meet like-minded, goal-oriented people that are passionate about trying new things and gaining a professional edge.
I joined DECA to gain experience in computing that I know will help me in the future.
If I had any advice for someone watching this, it would be to join DECA, because joining DECA is one of the best decisions I've ever made, and it can be your best decision you've ever made if you just join DECA today.
Welcome back to Wareham Viking News. Let's get right back into it. Well, our final report of the night comes from Isabella Russo, informing us about all that is going on with the Global Ed Club at the high school this year. Isabella?
Hi, I'm Isabella. Are you interested in learning about different cultural backgrounds? Do you want to help develop and advocate for a more multicultural perspective in our community? Or perhaps you want to learn about different people and places all around the world? Then you should join the Global Education Club. Our motto is expand your perspective. Everyone has different cultural backgrounds, and in Global Ed, we want to celebrate that diversity. We are an inclusive club that accepts and welcomes students of all different backgrounds. In the past, we have had students come from Australia, China, and other countries from the continent of Europe to our school as exchange students. We love to perform community service that celebrates diversity. Examples include attending Diversity Day at Cape Cod Community College, sponsoring Heritage Weeks at school, celebrating holidays around the world, helping with the elementary schools Ambassadors Around the World Night, and donating books to them on diversity. Participating in the Community Race Committee program, sponsor special speakers for the school, and taking on projects like Save the Oceans and Project First, which donates money to help dig freshwater wells in remote parts of the world. We have also had many successful trips to different parts of the world, to include China, Eastern Europe, Greece, Italy, Cape Verde, and Sweden. Let's continue to come together as a school, making our amazing diversity our strength. Go Vikings! If you're interested in joining Global Education Club, please talk to Colonel Stanton in the portables room number 4 or email him at mstanton@wareham.k12.ma.us. We are waiting for you. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Sienna and Sophia.
Well, thank you everyone, but it is time for us to go. To keep up with all current Wareham news throughout the week, visit www.warehamvikingnews.com and like us on Facebook at Wareham Viking News. We will keep you updated with more reports and more articles on those platforms. We want to thank all of our dedicated viewers for watching and joining us tonight. We'll be back next Thursday night at 7 p.m. right here at WCTV for your best source of news, sports, weather, traffic, and more. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Sienna, and until next time, Wareham. Goodbye and stay safe.